What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my review of the OnePlus Pad 3. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the new OnePlus Pad 3. Now I'd like to thank OnePlus for being kind enough to send this out to me to cover here in the channel. And of course, all opinions expressed in this video are completely my own. Now this is a very impressive tablet. It's a very thin tablet as well. And there's a lot of innovations here that I'm looking forward to going over here in this video. Before we get too far into things though, I want to show you what all comes included in the box. And keep in mind, based on the region that you're in, what is included could be different. I am in North America, so there is a wall adapter that comes in the box, which is really awesome because it is SuperView. But in some regions, it doesn't come with a wall adapter due to regulations. We've got this packet with some literature. We'll see what's in here. Just a quick start guide and safety guide, pretty typical. We've got an 80-watt SuperView USB wall adapter. Not only is this really awesome that it's included, but the fact that this tablet can recharge up to 80 watts is really incredible in itself. And then along with that, we do have the signature OnePlus red charging cable. Always like these. And here's a closer look at the actual tablet itself. Now this tablet is a very impressive piece of hardware. Like I mentioned, the tablet is very thin, but in addition to that, we are getting an aluminum frame and an aluminum back as well. And then with this device, we're getting a very large 13.2-inch display. So this is actually one of the largest tablets that I've personally ever owned, and I've certainly already noticed a lot of benefits with that large display size. But in addition to it being 3.4K, we are getting a PPI of 315, which is actually very impressive for a tablet of this size. And then with this display, we're getting a 144 Hz refresh rate. It's a super fast refresh rate here with the device. Most smartphones that I cover here in the channel, and even a lot of the flagships, only have 120 Hz. So the fact that we're getting 144 Hz here with this tablet makes it especially impressive. Now that fast refresh rate, of course, makes it feel a lot smoother, but when it comes to doing things like playing games, that fast refresh rate especially comes in handy. Now the only downside with this display is that it is IPS LCD, so it's not OLED. I do wish it was. But for it being LCD, it's actually quite good, and I'm pretty impressed here with the viewing angles that we are getting. And we're also not getting a lot of reflections when looking at the display. Now obviously there are still some reflections, which you can see here clearly in the video, but I would say it's pretty much on par with most flagship smartphones. And then the aspect ratio of this display is 7:5, so it's not 3:4, it's not 16:9, but I actually feel like this aspect ratio is a good compromise, and the reason for that is because this tablet is very usable both in landscape, but then also in portrait. Now for the sake of this video, I'll mostly be showing you this tablet in landscape, just so that it can actually fit into my camera's frame, but just know that you can certainly use it either in vertical or landscape. And with this tablet, we are getting bezels on all sides, but we're actually getting a very good screen to body ratio of 87.3%. The bezels are just big enough to give you a place to put your fingers, but at the same time, it's not overly big where it's a problem. We're getting an 8-megapixel front-facing camera, and then on the back of the tablet, we're getting a 13-megapixel rear camera. Let me show you some video samples from those various cameras right now. This is a 1080p front-facing test video from the OnePlus Pad 3. Definitely curious to know what you think about the video and audio quality. And here's a 4K test video using the rear camera on the OnePlus Pad 3. So there is autofocus in video mode, which is good. And you also have the option to tap and focus as well. With the tablet, we're getting 256 gigabytes of internal space, but there is no microSD card expansion. 256 is pretty decent. I'm glad it's no less than that. Keep in mind that compared to a smartphone, you're especially going to want to download a lot of movies to this tablet so that you can watch them when you're traveling. So that is a reason why storage space is especially important here. There's no wireless charging with this tablet. Another thing that is a bit unfortunate is that the power button does not have a fingerprint sensor built in. You are limited to either face unlock, or you just have to put in a PIN code to access the device. I wouldn't consider no fingerprint sensor to be a deal breaker with this tablet, but at the same time, if you're spending $699, I feel like they could have included that and it wouldn't have really cost them too much more. Like I said, this tablet is a great piece of hardware. Maybe one other downside is that it does pick up a lot of fingerprints. However, I'll be showing you two different accessories a little bit later on in the video, and you likely will be using this tablet with the case anyway, so I don't necessarily consider this to be that big of a deal. Regardless though, I still like the finish on the back of the tablet. It looks really nice too in this storm blue color. And it truly does feel like a premium tablet. With this tablet, we're getting 12 gigabytes of RAM along with the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. Now that's an excellent configuration, especially for the price, and I actually feel like the 8 Elite is really one of the major selling points of this tablet. Of course, that's one of the best mobile processors out there, but along with that, you're gonna be getting excellent performance for gaming. And in a little bit, I'll be showing you a demonstration of Fortnite on this tablet. Now, I did run a benchmark test using Geekbench 6, and here are the scores that I got from that test. So as you can see, we're getting excellent single and multi-core scores with the tablet. It's certainly just as fast as any flagship smartphone out there, and in many ways it's actually faster. And then having that fast refresh rate as well really makes this tablet fly. Now, powering this tablet is a very large 12,140 milliamp hour battery, and then this tablet does support up to 80 watt fast charging, like I mentioned earlier in the video. Now, that fast charging is especially helpful here with how large this battery is, which means that you're not gonna have to wait all day for this tablet to recharge, which is excellent. We are getting Android 15 out of the box, but we're also getting OnePlus's Oxygen OS, which is excellent. We're getting a lot of features added in, such as this quick toggle on the side, for example. You can even wirelessly transfer files to your Apple devices, which is really impressive too. And overall, they've given this tablet a very optimized software experience. Definitely a big fan of that. Now with this tablet, we are getting 8 speakers. So you can see the speaker grills on the sides of the device. We've got the power button up here, like I mentioned. On this side, we have the microphone, USB-C port, and you can see the thickness of this tablet isn't much thicker than the USB-C port itself. We've got another microphone right here, volume up and down. And that's pretty much it with this tablet. We do have some pins on the back of the tablet to attach to the keyboard accessory, which I'll be showing you that in a second. But the first accessory I want to show you here is actually the OnePlus Stylo 2. Now this is available for a separate purchase. However, I would say if you're going to get this tablet, you're probably going to want this pen as well. It's great for navigating around the device, of course, but also doing other things like drawing, really anything that you'd think to use a stylus for. This is excellent. And the best part is it actually attaches to the top of the tablet magnetically, and then it actually charges through the tablet itself. So you never have to plug it in or anything like that. It's very intuitive. It also doesn't easily come off of the tablet either. You can see I'm trying to get it off of the tablet, but it actually puts itself back up onto the tablet. What's nice too is that OnePlus's accessories for this tablet do support keeping the stylus on the side of the tablet at all times. Now, if you have the tablet's display off, all you have to do is take the stylus, double tap on the display, and then immediately it takes you to where you can take a note or draw or whatever you want to do. Now, I already was drawing here a little bit. Keep in mind, I'm not an artist, but I'm just kind of doodling here now for demonstration purposes. But I'll pick a highlighter here, I'll change the color, and you can see how fast and responsive this stylus is when using it with the tablet. So definitely a great first-party accessory from OnePlus. The OnePlus Pad 3 Folio Case. I found this case to be really impressive because it is very durable and also very simple. And it is magnetic, which is great. And then if you just shut the case, it will turn off the display on the tablet. But what's awesome is that if you put the stylus in the tablet and then shut this flap, the flap does give you space for the stylus. So with this Folio case, it's still a very compact design while still protecting the tablet. Then from there, there's a lot of different configurations you can do with this case. For example, you can fold it like this, and then the tablet is literally on a stand, which is really nice. Check out my full unboxing of this case, which I did as a YouTube short on the channel, if you want to see every configuration you can put it in. And then the other accessory we have is the Pad 3 Smart Keyboard. Now this is a very awesome accessory. Now I understand that at $200, this accessory is not cheap, but the good thing is it's a very high quality keyboard case. So the first step here is that we want to take the tablet and then take this backing and then put it on the tablet, make sure it's lined up, of course, with the camera. So now that's on, we have the support for the tablet. Now then from there, you have multiple options. You can technically use the keyboard case, you can see the cursor right there. You can use it without the keyboard directly attached. But the only way to charge this keyboard is by using the tablet to charge it. So I like this because it gives you a lot of flexibility. You can really put the trackpad and keyboard wherever you want. But if you do want it to actually connect to the tablet, simply open this down here, and then it'll line up with the connectors on the tablet. So super intuitive, and then now things are completely connected here. But you are getting the same functionalities whether the keyboard is connected or not. Then from there, we have a lot of different options. You can decrease brightness, you can increase brightness. We've got volume controls here, play, pause, forward. You can go to this button for Gemini, so that's super intuitive. You can even turn off the display there with the lock icon. The trackpad is super responsive. You can quickly navigate around the tablet here by simply swiping on the trackpad. There's also NFC built into the keyboard, so if you are using another OnePlus phone, you can simply tap onto this NFC and then quickly connect your two devices. And then take a look at the side view here. You do have the ability to adjust this stand on the back. So if you want things to be a little bit more vertical here. You can make that adjustment very easily. This is as far back as the stand goes, but you can see you can get quite a bit of flexibility there with it. If you're in an app, all you have to do is just go down to this bottom bar, swipe up, and then you go back to the home screen. I like too that we get this bottom dock as well, and it really does make me feel like I'm using a laptop, honestly, when using this operating system here on the device. So if you know that a lot of the core applications you like to use are in the Play Store or pre-installed on this device, then this really could be a genuine laptop replacement. This keyboard is awesome, and the travel is excellent. Honestly, this keyboard is great. Like, this feels like a keyboard I would use with an actual desktop computer. So even though you can just fold up the tablet just like this and go about your way that easily, this keyboard is really good. And in the case like this looks like a really serious, expensive tablet.
Ports here, including 4 that are USB-C, and then 3 of the USB-C ports are 100 watts, and then one of them is 20 watts, and then the final 2 USB-As are 60 watts. I also like too,
This device really is amazing for watching video content. With that 3.4K display, 4K content on this device looks really good. This is one of my 4K videos that I uploaded onto my channel recently, and you can see just how clear everything is. The loudness and clarity of these speakers is also no joke. This device gets super loud with very high quality sound, and I really don't have any critiques to make. But with that 7:5 aspect ratio, you can see that there are some black bars in the top and bottom, at least for 16:9 video, but you can crop in slightly for that full immersive video viewing experience. Multitasking is also excellent on here too. So you can simply tap up top here, go to split view, and then pick the second app. So I'm gonna pick Google Chrome, and you can see that I can even toggle between how much space I want each side to show. So if I want more of the browser on this side, for example, I can do that. Or maybe I wanna make the video a little bit bigger and the browser smaller, I also have that option. I can even go up here too, and then I can do floating window. And then now, one of the apps is here as a literal floating window. So I can move this around. It's basically a windowed view here. And I can even minimize this and have it kind of hide off to the side. So I can get very easy access to then expand that. And then from there, I can further full screen it if I want to. But I just love how fluid and smooth this UI is on the device. OnePlus is known for this, but they've really continued that reputation here with the OnePlus Pad 3. I'm loading up Fortnite right now to show you how it plays on the device. This is one of my favorite games, and it runs very smoothly here on the tablet. You can easily switch between game modes, for example, and then if you want to go with one, you just go there, go to play. It's now going to load from here. Turn down the volume just a little bit. But you can just see how crisp and clear this display is in a game like Fortnite. And by the way, I did try using the keyboard case to see if I could play with keyboard and mouse technically with Fortnite, but that does not work. But that has to do with the game, not the keyboard. I am not a Fortnite mobile player. I play on keyboard and mouse typically. Now hopefully someday I will get better. As you can see, I've already been eliminated. I'm gonna respawn right now. So if you are looking to get this tablet for Fortnite specifically, then I certainly think that you won't regret that decision. But this concludes my review of the OnePlus Pad 3. I've got to say, this definitely is one of the best Android tablets that I've ever used, and I feel like we're getting a ton of value here for $699. I also really like all the various accessories that OnePlus does offer. Keep in mind though, those are not included with the tablet, but just the fact that they've created a nice ecosystem of their own first-party accessories really makes this device even better. And whether or not you're planning on getting those accessories, or any of them for that matter, really depends on how you're planning on using the tablet. But one thing's for sure, it's a very versatile tablet, it's very thin, it also has this massive, great looking display, and all of this makes the OnePlus Pad 3 a really solid option.